Hey, mighty men of God, Joe Martin here with Real Men Connect, where we help good men become great men God's way by connecting to successful husbands, great fathers, and strong leaders. Welcome to the Real Men Ride Along. Guys, I'm at a stoplight right now, so we're going to get rolling in just a second. But I wanted to ask you a question. When you, for those who are married out there, you guys, the married guys out there, listen to me. When you got married, or even if you were married and now you're divorced, when you quoted your wedding vows or repeated the wedding vows that the preacher or reverend or pastor, whoever married you, did you mean those vows? When they gave you the vows, rich or for poor, sickness and in health, death do we part, better or for worse, did you mean your vows? Now, why am I asking that? My son, I have a 19-year-old son who's a college student, and he asked me the other day, we were reading the Bible together, and I don't know what, we weren't even reading about marriage. I don't know why he asked me the question, but he says, Dad, I guess maybe because his mom and I had gotten a divorce, I don't know. But he asked me, he says, Dad, when married couples recite their vows, do they really mean it? Do they really mean it? And to that I responded, yes, they do. I think they do mean it. He said, well, then if that's the case, then why are couples still getting divorced? He said, you and mom got a divorce. You know, if you meant your vows, why did you do that? Now, I didn't take offense to it because I think that's a great question. And I always encourage my kids to not be afraid to ask me anything, even if it's embarrassing to me or even if it's something that maybe I should feel bad about, because I believe the truth is more powerful than my feelings. So he asked me, he said, so why are they getting divorced if they meant their vows? And I told him, I said, because when people get married, I said they mean the vows because they have the greatest intentions of keeping those vows. But I tell them that when they get married, they have what I call selective hearing. Now, when I say selective hearing, see, they mimic the vows. We mimic the vows. We say the vows, but we don't. When we hear, better for worse, rich or poor, sickness and in health, to death do you part. I told them when people say those vows, what they're actually hearing is health, better, rich. They're not listening to the other side of it, which is the challenging part of marriage. Now, I told him, I said, if we really wanted to be honest when we got married and said our vows, after the minister, whoever marries us, tells us, it says, or rich or for poor, sickness and health, death do you part, good or better for worse. I said, what the minister should say is, after we say, yes, we do, we say, okay, now let me get a little bit more specific. Will you still love him? Will you still marry her or still stay married to her if you guys go bankrupt? If you lose your job? If you start developing a drinking problem? If you get addicted to cocaine? If you start watching pornography excessively and you become addicted to it? Will you still love him or love her after she refuses to have sex with you because she's not feeling close and intimate with you anymore? Will you still love her if she decides she wants to go to a different church? That she doesn't like your parents anymore? That she refuses to be the mom that she said that she was going to be and doesn't spend time with your kids, etc., etc. I said, if they said something like that, you would see a really pause, a pause in the wedding proceedings, because they'll probably be thinking, wait, whoa. You mean if she cheats on me? Yeah, if she cheats on you, if he cheats on you, will you still say I do? And I told my son, it will probably stop them in their tracks in all seriousness. And they will pause for a second. I said, but instead of celebrating, they will probably mourn because they don't want to think that those things will actually happen. And that's why I told them that they don't keep their vows, because we never anticipate the worst happening. We only anticipate the best. But my son said something that was very profound for a 19-year-old. He says, Dad, if they went through that list of all the bad things that could happen, and the couple would still say, yeah, in spite of that, regardless of that, nevertheless, I will still love this person and cherish this person and stay married to that person. My son said this. He said, Dad, that will then be worth celebrating. And I said, son, you're absolutely right. Because if you can love a person through that, that is something worth celebrating. So guys, I wanted to make this a quick video, but I just thought that was interesting. So I want to ask you again as we close out this video, did you really mean your vows? Were you really loving this person? Say, I will love this person to death do we part. did you really mean that you're going to love this person in spite of? Not until. Guys, I think that'll preach. And now that I've gone through it, and I don't wish anyone to go through a divorce, I realize that, guys, we have to love each other in spite of, not until. Not till we fall out of love with them, not until something better comes along. But we love them the way Christ has loved us. And in spite of ourselves, he loves us anyway. So guys, if this message blessed you, please share with someone who needs to hear this message, to love in spite of, not until death do we part. And like as we always say, that we're males by birth, but we are men by choice. So we must choose to make that choice consciously each and every day, to love like Christ did and become the man that God has called and created us to be, because a male is a terrible thing to waste. So until next time, be blessed, stay strong, and as always, stay in God's grip. Talk to you soon.